Let's see the poem The Iron Grave by Sri Aurobindo. Aurobindo is an Anglo-Indian poet. His poetry is not only full of grandeur but also rich in form. His prose style aims at intellectual comprehension, while his poetic style caters to the imaginative or spiritual comprehension. His works are Modat, Urvasi, Love and Death, Savitri, a legend of a symbol. The poem, The Island Grave, is about a youth who sings a poem for his dead girlfriend. The first two lines of the poem adds a touch of melancholy. It gives the idea of two people once hearing the waves together, but now only one person hears them. The line, slow moan of the blue waves. This line uses personification, giving the waves human like quality of mourning. Two heard it together, now one hears alone. This line implies antithesis, contrasting the experience of two people hearing the waves together in the past with only one person hearing them now. This line also conveys a sense of loss or separation. In the next stanza, January and snowdrops symbolizes the arrival of a new year. It also contrasting the theme of death and desolation. Keen January with cold ice and clear, and snowdrops pendant in each frosty lobe assures the firstborn of the radiant year. These lines uses metaphor which compares the arrival of January and snowdrops to a child. In the next stanza, the poet contemplates the possibility of the dead person's presence in this wintry landscape, imagining their feet brushing against the dead grass and their fingers caressing the ruined masses of hair. This line employs synecdoche, where a part of something is used to represent the whole. The feet and the fingers represents the presence of the deceased person here. In the next stanza, the poet says that the person's youth was cut short as they died before experiencing the fullness of life. Here, pale child of winter refers to the deceased person. The poet conveys the idea that January is the first month of the year and we may expect everything will be like last year, but the mold will be shattered and sometimes the year may be unhappy and the person who has been alive this year may not be alive the next year. In the next stanza, the poet expresses his longing for reunion and desire for solace. Here, daffodils refers to the month of March and April. The last two lines implies hyperbole, exaggerating the negative emotions associated with the speaker's current state. The speaker exclaims that when he dies, all the lonely days will also die, and death is waiting for him in silence. And that's the end of the poem.